what type of ILUL, index-linked universal life, of the best suited for a U.S. expat living in the UAE who intends to go back to the U.S. after 10 to 15 years? Is there restriction or disadvantage on offshore regular savings plans? Tom?
Okay. Yeah, big one. So index-linked universal life plans, these are insurance-based products. Very, very common in the US as part of potentially financial planning and how you use them. What I would say is one thing, it's actually quite difficult to purchase an onshore, onshore US domiciled insurance product. A lot of the time, the insurance company will require you to be in the US at the time of signing that documentation. And even doing it by DocuSign these days, they'll track the IP and all this stuff. So there is a big part of the T's and C's that requires you to be in the US to sign that documentation. So it's potentially not always easy for a US expat to buy those types of products, those typical index-linked universal life products, or they typically have a cash value to them. They help you grow your money. They offer protection from the downside. They can sometimes be a little bit missold and represented as investments rather than protection. So you just have to make sure that you're understanding what you're trying to achieve through that structure. Because it obviously, with every positive, there's always potentially a negative with it. So you just need to understand what that is. And again, trying to assess what the right one is for you is going through that financial planning process and understanding, what is it that you're trying to do with this money, right? If you're intending to go back to the US after 10 to 15 years, okay, great. That's a life event, but is that a liquidation event? Just because you're going back in 10 to 15 years, do you need all that money at that point in time? If you're either regularly contributing to that IUL or you put a lump sum into it, do you need all that money straight back out? Then, when we take money out of those types of products, kind of first in, last out mentality, what's the tax implications of it? Again, is it the right structure to use as something you're trying to grow your money, or are you trying to protect something, right? So it's trying to understand what you're trying to do with that product. And that's why, going back to your earlier question, is, what are those 3 points? One of them is understanding the structure for me, and it's so important. And I think just be careful, because people can dress stuff up for something that it's not supposed to be. The second part of that question, is there a restriction or a disadvantage on offshore regular savings plans? Goes back to what we said earlier, and if this person missed that, no worries. Yes, disadvantage, stay away, is probably the big answer to that one, because that's going to fall into that PFIT category, where we've got a passive foreign investment company. You're going to see big punitive taxes coming at you, and a large accountant's bill from their end to do all the reporting is probably something that you're not going to want to hold on to. So if you've got one already, come and see somebody, whether it be me or any of my team, or somebody that has a US specific proposition, to understand what that is and how you can use it, potentially get out of it, or stay away from it in the first place. Would be, again, this isn't advice, specific advice is to cater to those individuals, but just have a look at it first.
Absolutely. So the rules around those, as you pointed out, are pretty strict, because I think I do have that product, and I had to execute that contract on US soil. So I was in the US to sign up and go through the little interview and answer the questions and stuff like that. So yeah, if it is that somebody's offering that outside of the US, outside of a US platform, a US company, it is something, you might want to ask a few more questions to make sure that you're not heading in a direction that'll be painful from a tax point of view, at least, far less from an actual insurance compliance point of view. Later on, there may be some pain in that. So yeah, I hope that helps. Now that leads to, I guess,
So if you're a 6, 7, or 8-figure investor, entrepreneur, or business owner who needs a tailor-made solution from a qualified team of professionals, we can help you achieve the international lifestyle, the freedom, and even the tax savings you're looking for. Visit us at htj.tax and live that international life.